Here's one from Freddie. Thanks, Freddie. It's from Yahoo Answers user AJ148720001, who asks,
Cyborg.
do the contestants actually die on Ellen's Game of Games in the final round?
Probably.
I don't think that this person is wondering this. I don't believe that this person is still thinking about this.
At the end of the final round, if you do bad at her malevolent games, then the hole opens up behind under you, and you fall through it, and they don't show you again, as far as I know. And I think they did this. What was the other one? The Weakest Link. Didn't they do that on Weakest Link?
They also did it. I don't know if this is a deep cut, but I believe it was Remote Control on MTV or VH1, where everybody sat in armchairs, and then if you got knocked out, they played Hit the Road Jack, I believe, and pulled your chair backward through a wall, which then closed around you. And I remember watching that as a child, and I was like, that person's dead. Maybe also in Legends of the Hidden Temple, when a temple guard grabs you, you might also have been dead then. I'm still not sure.
If you have a life pendant, you're okay for the first one, but then the second one, you're dead. Now you are the next temple guard for the next run. I think we all.
I always felt in Legend of the Hidden Temple, if you only had half a pendant when you got to that final round, you should be able to give that to them, and they don't take you, but they do, like, I don't know, maybe like take your helmet and your elbow pads or whatever.
Yeah, I always said if you have only half a pendant when you get to the final round, you should be able to try and use it like a weapon to cut or stab the temple guards.
You should be able to attack the temple guards.
There had to be some bloops of that, right? There had to be some temple guard injury bloops.
Have to be.
Because if I was running through like the spider's web or like the shrine of the silver monkey, and like a temple guard came out to grab me, I would be just throwing bows left and right. A temple guard would lose an eye.
Oh, yeah, I'd drop him. Yeah, I'd drop him right in Olmec's mouth, get him crunched up. I'd beat the shit out of him. I also think you should be able to try and trick Ellen to standing over the trapdoor, and then you drop her in.
That's the only way to defeat her.
You're the host.
Ellen, can I do a funny sketch? Ellen, I know you love those, and I'll talk a little bit about Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard while I do so. Yeah, sure. What do you want me? Right here, Ellen. And then you steal her staff and you press the secret button embedded in the skull. And
that's kind of playing off how the last Saw movie ended, with someone tricking Jigsaw into walking over a hole that they'd covered with leaves and branches.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was just the funniest ending to that franchise ever, where they're like, over here, crash. Oh, no. I've been wasted by my own protection.
And the only way out of this one is, I didn't think about it ahead of time, but I couldn't eat your own butt cheeks. If you eat them all up good and say how yummy they are, and you treasure your life.
And leave a Yelp review about your butt cheeks.
Do you think Jigsaw was watching the puzzle escape room craze and just like, hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Can I get a cut or a taste or something?
So, do the contestants actually get liquefied on Ellen's Game of Games in the final round is the question. And I think we can all agree probably not. But I think it would probably be good practice for these shows where adults and children drop through holes and are never seen from again if immediately the camera cuts to them coming out the bottom of the slide and stays with them until they leave the building and get in their car to go drive home. Just so I know that they're all right.
Yes. I bet that when you slide through like one of those holes and you land at the bottom, there's a producer there who's like, listen, you're not dead, but you could have been. Why did you come on this game? You didn't know what you're going to do. Yeah. Life is unpredictable. Why would you say yes to this? Let this be a lesson to you.
Rob Lowe's doing one. Were you just about to talk about the Rob Lowe show?
No, I wasn't. I was about to talk about the show Who Done It. So you go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the Rob Lowe show, it's called Dizzy Trivia? No, Mental Samurai. That's even better. And then you're in this orb and trying to answer questions, but they're spinning you around very fast. But then if you miss too many questions, they spin it around, let's say, extremely fast. And let's say the ball gets a little bit smaller as it goes. So you do the math on what happens to the human body inside of it. So
I wish I was there when Rob Lowe created this series and pitched it to the network. It was his own beautiful creation.
Here's the thing. Grindr didn't work out too good, but I'd love to turn humans into candle wax using a globe.
I think it did well enough that I can still liquefy people with my incredible globe that I've been building in my garage.
We can make the questions wicked easy, and therefore it can be a kind of population control thing.
I'm Rob Lowe, and Dr. Vegas didn't do great, but I think it did well enough that I could create these murder spheres for your network.
If they wouldn't let me do a show called The Grinder, then I'll create a grinder for souls.
There was a show called Whodunit that tragically only aired for 9 episodes in the halcyon summer of 2013. And on this show is a murder mystery show, and one of the contestants would get killed at the end of every episode. And in the credits, they always had the person who got killed appear in a post-show interview while still in their murdered makeup. And you could tell that that was done so some tiny fraction of the audience wouldn't be like, hello? A person has died. Excuse me?
911, what's your emergency? Okay, so this is wild. After The Grinder on Fox, there's this show where I saw a person straight up get fucking whacked. And then they're not even making a big deal out of it.
And nobody's talking about it. They didn't even show them in the credits to let me know they're okay. Could you go check on them, please? Hello, I was just watching a television show called Game of Thrones, and a lot of people appeared to be murdered. Somebody needs to get over there and check it out. It's in Westeros.
There was a bad wedding, and I think like FBI or somebody to go check.
Somebody needs to follow up on this.